Are women more likely to make snap judgments or be indecisive?
Yes.
No.
Love it. Classic. We can tell everything about the relationship dynamic by how these two are talking. Oh my god. Yeah, women are much more likely to be indecisive, of course, and also impulsive, both. And that's because of, well, you know, the idea that women don't actually live in reality. They live in this modified thing that favors them in every way. Let's see what these guys have to say.
False. Ladies, false.
Why is it
Even the boyfriend is like, my girl's crazy. Like, she's drunk and she's screaming. Yeah, this is the girl you want to date. Like, what a mess. And also, there's something to be learned about what the girl is screaming into the camera. So, girls, again, a lot of them, what they do is they behave for group cohesion, right? So she's saying, girls, don't give up the game. Don't let them know that we're a total disaster. You know, we have to keep up appearances. You know, and then all the girls like stand in line like soldiers. You know, like shoulders square. You know, like. Sir, you know, like it's ridiculous. This like groupthink thing that they do. But anyway, hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're liking the content new to the channel, please hit that sub button, hit all for notifications. If you're listening on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. If you'd like me to comment on a video, compilation, maybe a blog post, well, then send it to theheliosblog at gmail.com. Okay, let's continue.
Is it that no woman ever knows where we should go eat?
They don't, because they want you to make the decision, right? And if you don't make the decision, it's very, very bad. So the girl's like, where do you want to go eat? And you just make a decision. In fact, she shouldn't even be asking the question. You should go, we're going to eat here, we're going to do this, this is the plan, this is how we're going to do it. And then, you know, she might have some input like, okay, but how about this? But how about this? And then you still make the final decision. That is the proper dynamic between a man and woman, right? Where the man is making the decision. The girl might have some input, but ultimately she doesn't make the decision. And she might have a suggestion, but it's up to you whether you want to listen to the suggestion or not. All right, let's continue.
Because they don't care.
No, bull. Because when we pick something, you guys give us those eyes like, oh.
This is hilarious. Who would date this girl? Man, I feel so sorry for the guy. Look at his face. He's like, oh my god, my girl's at it again. She's literally embarrassing a boyfriend on camera. Disaster. Disaster. She's like, if we pick something, then you complain. No, that's solipsism. That's what women do. Yeah, it's a classic. I don't know if you guys have had this happen to you, where like, you know, let's say you know, you were 12, 13 years old, just a kid, right? And your mom is like, clean the dishes, and then you're like washing the dishes, and she's like, no, don't clean them like that, clean them like this. So not only are you helping her, right? Like, you're doing her a favor, but then she complains that the favor that you're doing for her is not like to her standard, right? It's the same here, right? Where like you choose the place and then the girl is like, oh, I don't like this, I don't want this, so why don't you make the decision? No, you make the decision. You see what I'm saying? It's just a total mess. And this is the state of 2022 dating, guys, where like the girls have like terrible belligerent behavior and the guy just has to put up with it. Like, do you see his face? He's like, man, I wish I was anywhere else but here. You see that? Hilarious.
Oh, I don't want to go eat
Advice is, you ask them, guess where we're going. First guess they do, that's where we're going.
Yep.
Strats. No, that's not what you do. But you could do the guess where we're going. Guess where we're going. And then she says, I don't know. It's like, we're going to go eat. Where are we going to go eat? And you don't even tell her. It's like, it's a surprise. You know, that sort of thing works way better than like, instead of telling her exactly the plans, you make the plans and you just tell her in general what you're going to do, and then you surprise her with the thing in the moment, right? So this lets the girl kind of relax, but also have that sort of a little bit of tension and anxiety as she's wondering what it is. It's just game, right? Just playing with the girl's feelings a little bit, and that works really well. So I would recommend you use that strategy. Instead of telling her exactly what you're going to do, you tell her, we're going to see a movie. Okay, what are we going to see? You'll see. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it'll be really good. And then she's like, and it gives her like, based on what my boyfriend is like, I think that he'll take us here, or whatever. Oh, and guys, please don't take this as advice to take your like a girl on like expensive first dates or second dates or anything like that. No. When I'm talking about taking your girl on dates and stuff, I'm saying this is like 6 months or later into the relationship. You do not, absolutely do not ever take a girl on expensive dates until she has earned her role as girlfriend. Here is how she earns the role, okay? Fit, feminine, friendly, submissive, cooperative, and bedroom fun loyal. Those, 6 traits? Those 6 traits are what she needs in order to earn her place. And she has to demonstrate those behaviors consistently. Yeah, and that's the idea there. Okay, let's continue.
Be indecisive.
For sure.
Why is it that no woman ever knows where we should go eat?
Because they want the man to make the decision.
Because everything sounds good.
Food is
I love how the overweight girls say that. That's amazing. Everything sounds good. Although, besides the comedy of what just happened there, decision paralysis is a real thing. So here is the experiment, okay? They did a psychological experiment where they're like, okay, you're going to go to an ice cream store and you can choose one of these 5 flavors. And if they have 5 flavors to choose from, it's an easy choice. Okay, I want vanilla or whatever, chocolate. But if you give them 50 flavors, suddenly they can't decide because there's too many choices, right? And so that's called decision paralysis. You have too many decisions, you can't decide. And that's what you're saying when everything sounds good. But again, it's your job as a man, right, to cut through this decision paralysis, right? So you make the decision, you make the plan, you set it up, and you don't have to tell her. You just go, we're going to go eat today. Yeah? Where are we going? You'll see. What are we going to have? You'll see. You see what I'm saying? That kind of thing is very, very good, and you should try it. Again, please leave a comment if you agree or disagree. Let's continue.
It's good.
Food is delicious.
Is it fair to expect a man's commitment from a woman who can't make up her own mind?
Is it fair to expect commitment? Well, I mean, like, this is a tough question, right? Because these are kind of 2 different things. But yeah, a girl should be able to make up her own mind. And it's kind of sad that in the modern world we live in such a place where, like, girls can't decide anything, including the man that they want to be with, right? And they have so many choices, right, that they're paralyzed by indecision. Although not really, right? Because women's nature kind of drives them to want a specific man. So even if they can't decide where to go to the restaurant, her biological nature is going to drive her to select a man regardless, right? And like, women want they want winners, right? They want the top 20% or the top 10% of men, and to commit to them and to be provisioned and protected by them, right? That's women's nature. So they're going to do that even if they can't decide what restaurant to go to. Although women are indecisive by nature, it's just their biological nature drives them to choose. In the case of relationships.
No, it's not.
That one's hard. Are you hard?
what is this that's happening right now? The guy's just staring at her and she's like super attractive. That's funny. Good job, man. Good job. Good game.
He's hard.
Why do women seem to
That was funny. That was funny. So basically, that guy there, you could learn a little bit from him. You see, so the guy is demonstrating very masculine kind of dominant vibes, right? And that sort of thing you can use yourself with girls once you've once you've got the girl kind of in your trance, like in your grip, kind of thing. Then you can then use stuff like that to keep it there, right? The sort of dominant, possessive kind of thing. And anyway, you can even break her out of like, let's say you're having an argument. All of a sudden, you could totally change your demeanor into like happy, or you could go into this like what you saw there, and it'll work super well. You'll break her out of a state into your state. And you can actually solve a lot of situations like this as opposed to arguing, for example. Okay, let's continue.
bond better with gay men?
Oh, again, like I said, I have had several gay friends throughout my life, good friends of mine. Most of them do not like straight women, although they want to be them. The gay dude does. They want to be the woman. So the woman may end up with a gay friend because this gay dude wants to go out shopping, wants to go looking for guys, wants to go do the girl things because they want to be a girl themselves.
See, it
I don't know about that. I think it's actually more. I think it's actually more complicated than that. I don't think it comes out of like them wanting to be like a woman. I think it just comes out of the sort of natural dynamic that comes from wanting to attract men. It's more like convergent evolution in my opinion. It's because both women and gay men are trying to attract men. They do the things that men find attractive appearance-wise, right? Does that make sense? And so it kind of drives you to want to, go shopping or improve your appearance, or wear outfits that sort of attract attention more. It's just by convergent evolution, because that's what guys find attractive visually. So both women and gay men are kind of by selection are driven to show those behaviors in order to get the result that they want. And because of that convergent evolution, they also tend to want to make friends with each other as well. It's like because they tend to have to do similar things. Anyway, that's my opinion. We'll leave a comment if you agree or disagree. That's my 22 cents. All right, let's see what this guy has to say.
really depends on what scenario you put on. If you put a lot of cocaine in the situation, everybody's gonna bond with everybody. But I mean, it really depends on where you're at and what you're doing.
Why do straight women bond better with gay men better than straight men bond better with gay women?
Because gay women really hate men.
Huh. That's an interesting point that I've never actually thought of. Why gay men and women get along better than men and lesbian women. It's actually a very complicated question. Let me see if I can think about this. Well, I don't know if it's actually because like lesbians hate men. Maybe some do, but I'm sure not all of them do. That's a good question. I'm sure there's several like lesbians that would actually hang out with men because, again, by convergent evolution. So no. I don't think. I think in this case there are exceptions to this rule. I don't think you can generalize like that. There is something that I'm thinking of though. There is something. I think some women are friends with gay men because it's kind of like friend zone. So, okay. A lot of women, what they'll do is they want a man around to provide friend services, which is kind of like being in a relationship, but they're not providing them bedroom fun. And with a gay man, a woman has an easy, like a very easy time doing that, or at least a more easy time, because she knows for sure the guy isn't interested in her. So she can do all of the relationship stuff with this guy and not have to give him bedroom fun. So it's like an easy friend zone. So it's like an easy leech experience. Maybe that's why you can explain the difference. I'm not sure in this case. I don't have much experience with this, guys. Anyway, leave a comment if you agree or disagree. Let's continue here.
Lesbians don't like dudes, like at all. But gay dudes tend to want to be a woman. So, yeah, and gay dudes are like way more sensitive. Yeah, lesbians are like, they'll beat you up. But then again, this is all for general answers.
This is very generalizing. I don't know if these answers are actually like... Yeah, I don't know if these answers are actually like correct. Again, the rate of people being like gay or lesbian is actually quite low in the population. So, and their behaviors are different than the average person who isn't. So I think I would need more data to be able to answer these questions here. I'm actually not an expert in this topic, I'm afraid.
I can't speak for every lesbian or every gay man or every straight or anything like that, but lesbians will kick your ass. A gay dude probably cry with you.
Women will hang out with a gay guy because it's not penis in a jar. It's not platonic penis. It's even better than that. It's penis that can do everything and doesn't want any pussy.
Right. Okay. So this is the argument I was making before, right? This is the argument I was making before, where the guy is talking about the idea that the guy can do everything. It's kind of like friend zone, right? But it's like even better than friend zone because she knows for sure the guy isn't interested in her. Yeah, that's what I was getting at as well. Let's see what this guy has to say.
That's the best. That's what women want.
Why are men more likely to fantasize about two women than women will fantasize about two men?
The reason... Okay, this one is a very easy one. The reason is because men are polygamous by nature, right? So a man would want both of those women. So he's just imagining himself watching this happen in front of his eyes and then later on being able to enjoy both of the girls, right? Whereas women are not polygamous. They're hypergamous. So seeing the two guys with each other is kind of, it's competition, right? The guys are like, they're competing. Like she wants one of them and one of the guys is competing with her attention for the guy. So that's why it's just inherently against female nature, right? They want one superior man and they don't want competition for that man, right? Whereas men want as many women as they can possibly get. So even a harem fantasy where the guy imagines himself having like 5 or 6 girls is also a thing for men.
Because
this guy can't even hold it together.
Because 2 dudes together is gross, and 2 girls together is sexy.
Okay, but that's useless logic, right? that's not logic. That's just he's just saying what he likes personally, right? That's not a logical argument.
I don't know. Because you know what? Girls is more down with like other lesbian girls. They're like, oh yeah, I'll look at that.
They do say that women tend to be a little bit more fluid in their, like who they're attracted to. But a lot of people, what they say is that the reason why is actually for attention, right? So like if you're at a party and you see 2 girls kissing, it's like very attention seeking. Both of those girls are attracting a ton of attention, and then with that attention they can then hypergamously choose, right, the best men that are watching. So like, it's not necessarily genuine. It might be more for for the sake of achieving their biological imperative, right? Anyway,
Ain't no guy trying to look at guys doing things. But yeah, so I guess there's a double standard on that. Yeah, I can't explain that. I think that's animal instinct.
What is the worst thing?
that is indeed animal instinct.
a man can call a woman.
Oh, I don't really want all of these slurs here. But here, I'm just going to pause it here and I'll explain what the worst things that they can call them is, right? So, again, you remember women's strategy, right? So women's strategy is to be with the absolute top guy possible, commit to him, and have his children. So the worst thing you could call a girl is something that if an attractive, successful man hears, makes him not want to choose her, right? And so that would mean that the things that insult women most are things that imply she's a bad bet for paternity, right? Because men want paternity. And so the worst thing you could call a girl has to do with, being with multiple men, being easy to get, being overweight, stuff like that, right? Those are the things that women would find the most insulting. Whereas for men, the most insulting thing you could call him is something that would make him not be chosen by women. So, bad in bed, weak, a poor competitor, short, bald, that sort of thing. Usually they're ad hominem attacks, things that attack the character of the person, and they're things that the guy can't control, right? All right. It's good that I paused it there. Okay, let's go to our relationship advice here. My soon-to-be ex-wife came to the house today and asked if we can give it another try. About a month ago, I found out my wife cheated on me with a former friend. We have a daughter together and she stays with her on weekdays and spends the weekends with me. She hasn't given any signs she wants to reconcile our relationship. So here is what many women do in 2022, okay? They get married to a beta male. They have a child with the beta male so that the guy is trapped. Once he's trapped, they go and sleep with another guy, right? This is called women's dualistic mating strategy. So they sleep with a man for the genes, and they have another guy for provisioning. So what she's trying to do by sleeping with other men is she's trying to get the best genes possible, while still keeping this guy on the hook. So the reason why she wants to reconcile the relationship is because she wants the man to be the free meal ticket while she goes and sleeps with other men. So men, you never take a girl back that's cheated on you, because if she cheats on you once, she'll cheat on you again. It means she's a totally terrible bet for paternity. Today out of the blue, she came to my house and asked if we could talk. She was pretty straightforward and told me she wanted to give it another try. I was surprised because, like I said, she hadn't said anything to me or her sister, who I've been in contact with a lot. She just said she was blinded and that she misses me and that she's so stupid for cheating on me, that nobody could replace this, all the while crying. Okay, guys, so something that I want to suggest to you, something that I want to give you as a helpful tip, okay? Don't trust women's tears. A lot of the time, women's tears are used for manipulation. They're not genuine. And so if you trust women's tears and allow them to manipulate you, they know that tears can control you, and then they'll cry all the time in order to control you. So she is doing all of the things in the female playbook to get the guy to follow her sexual strategy. But understand, guys, that what she's actually trying to do is she's trying to get the guy to provision her while she goes and sleeps with men that she considers to have better genes. So this is absolutely terrible. You never take a girl like this. And I'll bet that if she has behavior like this, there were tells much before they got married that she was a girl like this, for sure. Tattoos, smoking, drinking severely, colored short hair, masculine demeanor, strong independent attitude, etc. For sure. She had probably multiple of these. I told her in a low voice that what she did was unforgivable. I admitted to her that I missed her, but I just can't trust her anymore. She just shook her head and tried to hug me, but I asked her not to. She left, but I started dwelling on the fact that I still do love her and miss her. I miss the early relationship. Girl, she was so funny and charismatic. She was and still is beautiful. I'm just lost right now. Anyone else go through this? Right, so she roped him in to get his provisioning. Then she goes and sleeps with other men. That's the strategy. That's women's dualistic mating strategy. Okay, let's see the top comment with 1.6k upvotes. Your post history says the first reaction was to blame you and she didn't show any remorse. You said in an earlier post that the guy was a toxic guy. Well, he either messed her up and said get lost, or she realized this guy is a loser. Either way, you're her backup. Don't be the backup. Remember her initial reaction to you confronting her. Indeed. So, imagine this, men, that she is in love with another guy, but she wants your money. So she marries you for your money and then goes to the guy that she actually loves. That is this girl's strategy here. Why would you ever be in a relationship with a girl like this? It's terrible. I wouldn't do it. All right, next comment with 450 upvotes. Not only this, but that she told him to cut this friend off so she could sleep with him without him getting wind of it. Cold, calculated, and without remorse even when caught. She doesn't even have remorse now for cheating. This comment is totally accurate. The remorse isn't for putting you through all of this. It's remorse for her making the bad decision now that the other relationship with the guy is going sideways. You deserve better. You're not a backup. Actually, I think that's amazing advice. Why would you ever allow yourself to be the backup? So guys, the even better advice I can give you is don't get married. In 2022, in the West, is a terrible idea. Also, don't get married with a girl that comes from a different country and lives in the West, because she can still mess you up. You need to actively move to a country where you can get married. Get married and have children there and stay. You will never be able to come to the West again if you want to get married. I'm telling you, don't get married here. All right, we're going to end the video there. Again, if you're liking the content, you're new to the channel, leave a sub, hit all for notifications. If you're listening on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to me, especially if you've gotten to the end of the video. That's wonderful. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.